Hi guys, sorry I'm not with you today. I think I told all of you that I wouldn't be here and also reminded you that when I'm not here, it's your job to welcome any guests into the classroom. That includes Mrs. Novinska, and I hope that you guys are being extra welcoming and supportive of Mr. Kramer today as he starts here with us. So make sure you're doing those things. For the lesson today, we're going to finish our Mythbusters activity so that at the end of class, your assignment will be due. Ms. Novinska is going to walk you through it. This video should take you through most of the assignment, and you'll have some time in there to work, and then you can finish it on your own and turn it in. In order to be successful, you need a copy of the assignment. It's due at the end of class. I will have Ms. Novinska take whatever you have. And I know that in looking at this, it'll give me a really good idea of how hard you worked. I know what to expect from you guys, and I know when I see work that isn't your best, I can only imagine what you are doing instead of hard work. Number two, you need a copy of the evidence list. The evidence strips in the bag, I printed them out for you on paper so that they're all on one page and a little easier to organize. Please don't write on it. I'm going to collect it and use them for all my classes. And you'll need a pencil, and I expect you to work hard on this assignment. We've spent a lot of time on it. I want to see your very best work. Okay, so on the assignment, you should see a side that looks like this down here. The first thing you're going to do is choose your claim. I have three for you. Number one says the Hindenburg burned because it was filled with hydrogen gas. If you choose this one, this means you are arguing that it was only the hydrogen gas that caused it to burn in 34 seconds the way that it did. Number two is that it burned because it was painted with a mixture similar to thermite or rocket fuel. If you choose number two, that means you are only arguing that it was a thermite paint. And then finally, number three, the Hindenburg burned because it was filled with hydrogen gas and painted with a mixture similar to thermite or rocket fuel. If you choose number three, that means you're choosing that it's a combination of the two. There isn't a right answer here. I don't care which one you choose. But whatever you choose, you have to support it with appropriate evidence. Once you choose a claim, you're going to do that right now, and you're going to write it right here. Mrs. Novinska is going to pause, and she'll continue the video when it looks like all of you have your claim written. Okay, go. All right, now you should have your claim written right here. And next, we're going to work on the evidence. So where you see the three stars is where you're going to write your three pieces of evidence. And these pieces of evidence are going to come from the evidence bags or the evidence paper that you should have at your table. You're going to pick evidence that specifically supports the claim that you chose. Once you pick the evidence, in the reasoning section for each piece of evidence, you're going to write why you chose that evidence. So to give you an example, we can look at my paper, and I am arguing that the Hindenburg burned because of the cotton skin. And one of the things that I chose was that a square of untreated cotton burned in 5 minutes and 25 seconds. And I chose that because it shows that cotton is flammable. So you'll choose a piece of evidence, and then in the reasoning box, you're going to explain why you chose it. Mrs. Novinska is going to pause the video again, and by the time we return to the video, you should have three pieces of evidence selected and written in the boxes with the stars, and you should have three pieces of reasoning explaining why you chose that evidence. You can also rewrite your claim at the bottom so that you're prepared to write your paragraph. Okay, pause here. You'll start back up when you're ready. All right, your final job, and what I'm actually going to be grading, is how you turn this graphic organizer into a paragraph. So I'm going to demonstrate for you how I would do that using my planning that I've done here. So I have everything written into the graphic organizer, and down at the bottom here, I'm going to type a paragraph. Where your paragraph is going to get written is on the back side of your paper. So on the back of your paper, you're going to write your paragraph. I know you have to flip back and forth from the front of the paper to the back, but you can handle it. And the paragraph is what I'm going to be grading. So make sure that you do your graphic organizer so that your paragraph can be the best. Okay, so first I'm going to start with my claim, and I'm just going to say the Hindenburg burned because of the cotton skin. And Hindenburg should be capitalized, and I'm going to leave that as a sentence. And I'm going to jump right into my evidence without a transition. And I'm going to say a square of untreated cotton burned in 5 minutes and 25 seconds. And the reason I skipped a transition is because I'm actually going to put my first transition here. I'm going to put a comma, and I'm going to say showing that cotton is flammable. So now you can see I have my claim, my first piece of evidence, and my first piece of reasoning. You can put your evidence and reasoning in any order that works. This is the order that I'm choosing. Next, I'm going to say the Hindenburg, and I'm going to leave out the word original because it's kind of obvious that it would be the Hindenburg, burned in 34 seconds, showing it was also flammable. This means that, oh wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. So that's my second piece of evidence and my second piece of reasoning. And again, I put that together into one sentence. Now next, I am going to type my third piece of reasoning and my third piece of evidence. I'm going to put my evidence first before my reasoning. So I'm going to say the Hindenburg was wrapped in 100% cotton and must have burned so quickly due to the large amount of flammable cotton. All right. And then I'm going to sum it up by restating my claim. Therefore, the flammable cotton was the cause of the Hindenburg disaster. And I restated my claim a little bit differently, just to make it interesting. But here is my paragraph. So Mrs. Nowinska can rewind the video to this if you need to look at it as an example. Remember, we are not writing about cotton. That is not one of your choices. I don't even think it burned because of the cotton. I'm using this as an example to share with you. Flipping to the next page here, what you should do when you're done. So you are not finished until you check out with Mrs. Nowinska. Show her your paper. There should be a graphic organizer filled in on one side. There should be a paragraph written on the other side. And she should be impressed by your paragraph. If she gives you constructive feedback of how to make it better, take that positively, go back to your seat, improve on your work. When you are done, you can work on IXL. Or you can do any of the what can I do when I'm done items in Google Classroom. You can also read or draw or help a friend. If it's okay with Mrs. Nowinska, make sure you ask permission politely and respond appropriately to her answer. So again, have a great day. Work hard. We have a science lab tomorrow, and I look forward to seeing all of you guys. And have a great day and be so welcoming of Mr. Kramer and of Mrs. Nowinska when she's here in our classroom.